The latest episode of the Westwood Living podcast comes to you from the Vanderbilt Club in Norwood with really a legend in Westwood. And I know I've already embarrassed her within the first 10 seconds of this podcast, but don't forget to hold that microphone up to your mouth. This is Sue Young, and how are you doing today?
Great, Tom. Great.
It is great to be with you, and I love being part of the activity, people walking by in the lobby here at the Vanderbilt Club. This is your life. This is what you have accomplished, what you envisioned long ago, and now I think more than 4 decades later, it's still thriving. So there's so many questions I have for you, which date back those 4 decades, how it started, how it grew, what you've learned along the way. I mean, where would you like to start? I mean, at what point do you want to talk about?
41 years is a long time, but I became involved with ownership in 2002. Before that, I was just a manager working at Racquetball International and then Mad Maggie's. And it was at that time that myself and another gentleman, Jim Shane, well known in Norwood as well, bought the club. And it's had its ups and downs, that's for sure, COVID being the worst. But knock on wood, we're here and we're doing great.
The million-dollar question is, when you look back reflectively, what do you think has been the key to this place's long-term success and sustainability?
I don't know whether I can attribute that to the employees that work here or the members that work out here, because it's such a great mix of people. The employees are spectacular, and most of them have been here almost as long as I have. And the members make it so homey and nice. And if a new person comes, they greet them and they help them set up in a class or show them where they need to go. So I think they make it very special here.
Were you a big fitness person growing up? Was it as much your love for fitness as it was for running a business that drew you to this initially?
I actually fell into it. I was not a big workout person. I played sports in high school and college. Other than that, I didn't go to a gym back then. And then when I think I was a sophomore in college, I got a job at the Playoff Racquetball Club in Braintree. It was run by or owned by Bill and Kindess, Randy Vataha. And I stayed with them for a few years. And then I started working here when it was Racquetball International. It was 10 racquetball courts and a bar. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
A bar, like
so
beer, wine, that kind of bar.
Unbelievable. So you've seen the growth of this, the expansion of this. I don't know if you look back at it reflectively or you start thinking about it strategically, but when you first saw the opportunity for growth, what did you think was the most important thing that had to be that next step to take it from just the racquetball courts and a bar to what was next?
Yeah, we had to get classes. Very important to have great classes. And so we needed the studio space for that. So we also needed more equipment. Over time, we floored in each racquetball court and made an upper and a lower level. So it took a number of years to get it all done, but now we have the space we need. Would I love more space? You bet I would. I'd have pickleball courts. I'd have everything else here too, but we don't. We're landlocked, but we make optimum use of our space.
How about the pool? When did the pool come into the picture?
That was in it was when it was being managed by New England Health and Racket. I was up at the Burlington Club at the time, and they put the pool in. So that was in 1994 or 95. And that is one of the busiest pools I've ever seen.
And it's year-round because I saw that the top's back up.
Yeah.
It has reached that time of the year. But I'm sure it's very exciting when the weather starts warming up and you close it down for a couple of days or maybe just a day. To get the top down.
It takes one day to take the top off, and everybody's in a happy mood the day the top comes off, and then everyone's in a sad mood the day we put it back on. But it's a necessary evil.
There's been so much change over the course of the decades that you've owned this place, and just how people view the importance of staying active and being engaged and working out and being healthy. I'm sure that's helped your business, but you've also had to be in tune with that and be able to adjust to what people almost demand. There's a lot of competition in your space. So how do you set yourself apart, and how do you stay on top of it?
Well, we do have we have many ages here, but the pool really attracts the seniors because water is our friend, and a lot of them can't jump. They can't get down on the ground. So to get them in the pool, and we have the most fabulous water aerobic instructors. We have Ginny Burton and Nancy Barry and Karen Colantoni and Kathy Hennebear. I could go on and on and on how great they are. And they help these women and they coach these women, and it's really special to have them all here. By the way, Doris Edwards, she still comes. She's 94 years old.
Come on.
And she has her caregiver bring her here every Wednesday, and she's a legend.
Well, you talked about your staff too, and nothing happens without a staff. And a portion of that is that you have typically younger people who are working with the kids, right? So it is a very welcoming place that, listen, bring your family. Well, number one, we'll get your kids engaged if we can. But if your kids are at the point where you need just childcare, you can offer that too. At what point did you deem that that was a vital
You have
component
to
of-
have that
yeah.
for the young moms.
Yeah.
And we are so lucky to have Carlene Duffy, who was...
yeah.
She used to work at the church in Westwood, and she's well known in the town, and she runs the daycare for us right now. We have another woman that we just hired who worked in the Milton school systems doing the French immersion program. And we have a huge kids swim program. Huge.
That's fantastic.
Carlene is
Yeah.
a gem.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
I mean, when you think about, personally, a little interjection here, the people who had a positive impact on my kid's life, through the church, she was spot on.
Same with my
Right.
kids. Same with my
Yeah.
kids. And
So-
so when I heard that she was available, I called her and said, would you like to come work here?
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. How do you evolve? What do you see as a vision for the future? What's important for the long-term viability of the Vanderbilt Club?
To keep the great classes going, to have equipment that's up to date and not with out of order signs on them, like a lot of places do, and keep the classes current. Whatever's new and exciting, we have to have it on the schedule. And we have over 85 classes a week, including bar classes, Zumba classes, muscle classes, you name it, we have it. Yoga, Pilates is huge here. So we just try to keep the instructors, current. That's all.
So I wasn't here during the time when your kids were active in the Westwood school system. You just told me before we pressed record that you've got 5 grandchildren now. So
I
you've
do,
turned
yeah.
that page to the next chapter in your life. But walk me back a little bit historically to the time when the Youngs were active in the Westwood school system and what it meant for you and your husband to bring your family up in Westwood.
We love Westwood. We love the school system. My kids were involved in a lot of sports. My daughter was a basketball player, and my sons were big golfers. They also played hockey and basketball, the boys as well, but golf was their thing. My oldest, Joey, went to Xaverian for 4 years, and he loved it. And my other son stayed at Westwood as well as my daughter. So we just had a good run with Westwood.
Yeah, you had a little bit of everything.
And my daughter moved to Westwood, as a matter of fact, right around the corner from me.
Oh, really? That's got to
yeah,
be handy.
yeah,
And
very handy.
How many grandchildren does your daughter has?
Well,
your
she
daughter?
has 2 girls.
Okay.
So on my way to work every morning, I stop and say hi to them and have breakfast. And my son lives in Dover, which is only 4 miles away, so I get to see those kids all the time. And then my third son is still living the dream, single in Boston.
That's great.
Yeah.
So do you look around? There's Carlene Duffy right now. Hi.
There's
We're doing
Carlene
a podcast,
Duffy.
Carlene. We were just talking about you, right? In the peanut gallery, we hear Carlene's voice. Listen, let's throw a little shout out to Michelle Berluti while we're here. I mean,
Love
come
Michelle
on.
Berluti.
She's the
She
glue.
is in charge of all the social media. She never leaves a stone unturned, that girl. She's wonderful. And another person who deserves a shout out is Robin Ostrander, who is a Westwood resident who runs our swim program, which is a Red Cross swim program, and Kathleen Marvelli, who runs the group exercise program. Like, they're huge here. Huge.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about is just the feedback that you might have gotten from your inclusion and participation as a sponsor with Westwood Living, because you present the cover feature every month. So every month people are seeing you, which is
Yes.
great. So
Yes.
please tell me you've had some good feedback from the
We've
community.
had great feedback. In fact, my next door neighbor is Bridget Hagan,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's also a sponsor. But no, it's great, and I plan on doing it again next year.
I appreciate that. That's how you seal up a renewal right there,
Yes,
folks. No.
right,
No,
exactly.
we're very, very appreciative of it because that feature family sponsorship is one of the most powerful things we have. So I'm glad that is associated with the Vanderbilt Club, and to the point you made about Michelle, she's the one who works through all of your ads every month, and she stays on top of it.
She's amazing.
It's not just set it and forget it. It's an engaging process where she thinks about what's coming up in the next month.
She works so much from home even. Like she does her creative stuff at night and she comes up with these great ideas. And every Monday morning there's a great post on our Instagram.
Did the facility ever get overwhelming to you as it was growing? Did you ever stop, look around, pause, and say like, wow, this is bigger than I ever thought it might be?
Yeah, I guess so. It was, and then it got very small during COVID.
I can't imagine.
Oh my God, that was awful.
I mean, the anxiety and stress you must have gone through, I can't imagine.
The partner that I have he's a great guy, and I never bother him with anything. And he was away for the summer, and I went to visit him and his wife, and I said, we got a problem here. Like, I need to open up this club, and we need more space. And so he gave us his warehouse down the end of the street. And so we moved our spin program down there so that we could space the bikes out.
Yeah.
We did a ton of classes outside during that, but fortunately we survived.
I want to point out something that the listeners should know, which I think is really cool. And I can remember specifically, we used one specific example of, we put the girls from the cross-country team on the cover.
Oh, that was awesome.
Right? And then Michelle reaches out at your direction and says, like, we want to do something special for the girls, and you got Kristen Cadigan to come down here and help out run a class.
Yep.
I mean, that's got to feel just rewarding.
Yeah.
Just to engage and give back in that regard.
Yeah.
What was the feedback you got from the girls themselves who
They
came
loved it because Michelle made it so special. So we had Kristen Cadigan doing a class for them, her sister Andrea doing a spin class, and then Michelle ran over to Orange Leaf and got smoothies for everyone, and they sat in the jacuzzi and relaxed after.
Yeah, really
They were
cool.
the nicest group of girls.
Yeah, and meanwhile, a couple months later, we did the cover with Maddie Walter, and just share a little bit of
Personal
the story.
favorite of mine, Maddie.
Please share how you helped change her life as she recovered.
Well, I don't know if I did anything to change her life, but we tried to have, we knew the financial drain it was going to be on the family, so we had a fundraiser here. And it was a spin-a-thon, and it ran all day long, and I cannot tell you the support the town of Westwood gave.
Amazing, isn't it?
No, it is amazing. What a great town.
Yeah,
So happy
fantastic.
to be a part of it.
Well,
And Maddie Walters is still working out here.
Yeah.
And she's just a great kid.
I really enjoyed just re-engaging with her and listening to her stories and just being inspired by her perseverance and the stuff that she's accomplished. And, when you have gone through a traumatic brain injury like that, as Maddie has, everything happens a bit more slowly, and you have to have a little greater appreciation for the step-by-step and look back through a wider lens and say, like, listen, 2 years ago, I wasn't able to do X, Y, and Z. So that's what I take away from that story and re-engaging with her.
Every spin class that we ran, This Is My Fight song was a song that every one of the instructors played, and that has been her story.
Well, fantastic. I appreciate your support of everything we do. I hope that we can continue to be supportive of the Vanderbilt Club. And for those of you who don't know exactly where we are right on, is it Vanderbilt Avenue?
Vanderbilt Ave, right off Route 1.
Right off of Route 1 in Norwood. As you're coming north, you come right on down the hill. It's across from the auto dealership, which is across
Used to
the
be
way.
Bach, and
Yeah,
now
what is
it's
that
New
now?
Car.
Okay, it's New Car, correct. So as soon as you see that New Car as you're heading north, you take a right. Otherwise, as you're coming south, you get to New Car and you make the quick U-turn and make a right on Vanderbilt, and here you are. Incredibly warm staff. You'll feel very, very comfortable when you walk in, because that's the point. They want you to feel empowered and comfortable and feel better about your body. You're going to be more healthy, and you're going to have a great community of people who you can lean on for support. So, Sue Young, thank you very much for everything you do.
Thank you, Tom.
That is Sue Young, the owner, and not founder. I was going to say founder, but the owner of the Vanderbilt Club. We appreciate her time. And as always, if there's someone else you want me to have a conversation with, just reach out, send me an email, tleiden@bestversionmedia.com. I will find that person, have a conversation with them, and then share it with you right here on the Westwood Living Podcast Network. But for now, from the Vanderbilt Club with Sue Young, I'm Tom Leyden saying so long, and thanks for listening.